Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about getting ripped, getting shredded, getting definition, getting diced, peeling the fat. Let's talk about it. Let's get down and dirty. I'm hyper over this topic. Why? Because I receive 8,492 requests a day. Dear big ugly dude, how do I get ripped? How do I get shredded? How do I get shredded to the bone? Here's the deal, guys. I want to give you some straightforward advice. I know I'm being silly here, but I want to get you on track, help you reach your goals here. And here's the deal. If you want to try and get shredded before you learn how to pack on muscle mass, if you're just at that point where you're like, I'm overweight and I want to lose weight and get shredded, you have to spend some time getting your training right, okay? You have to get your training down pat. If you're not training for progressive overload, trying to get stronger, and dialing in your diet, during that process, if you're just going to dive in and try to get shredded, you run the risk of losing fat and losing muscle. So, when you approach getting shredded, guys, the biggest thing you have to focus on is your training. You have to go out there, make sure you get a good workout. Make sure you're training for progressive overload. Make sure you're, trying to add weight to the bar. You're using a good exercise selection. You're staying consistent, all that good stuff. That's the cornerstone, guys, of any program. Any body composition, recomposition type of program. You have to make sure your training is squared away. Without that, guys, without that, you're just going to lose fat and probably muscle on your cut, and you're not going to achieve the results you want. So, that's the first thing I want you to understand about getting shredded, boys and girls. The next thing I want you to understand, excuse me, I'm getting all hyper up in here, losing my voice. The next thing I want you to understand is ultra ripped is not a sustainable condition. When you see these guys that are super shredded, holy God, boy, they're so shredded, they got vascularity coming out of their ass. What's going on? That's not a sustainable condition. How do I know? Am I just telling you my opinion? No, guys, I talk to these guys. I talk to natural bodybuilders. I talk to fitness models. Yes, I do. It's what I do for a living, boys and girls. I interview people like that. It's generally not a sustainable condition. Super shredded. Now, there are certainly fitness models that stay close to photo shoot ripped year-round, but the amount of dedication they have is insane. So that's what you need to understand. If you want to stay in that condition year-round, you need to get your diet not only dialed in, but your training dialed in. You're going to live it 24/7. You're going to have to dive into the deep end of the pool, micromanage everything, not just with some cursory, general, whatever approach. You're going to need to approach everything: training, supplementation, diet, grams of this, grams of that. You're going to have to micromanage everything out your wazooski, boys and girls. You're going to have to live it 24/7. You're going to have to be obsessive, compulsive, overload, overload, overload. And if that's the lifestyle you want, then go get it. More power to you. I'm just letting you know it's generally not a sustainable condition unless you are crazy dedicated, and very few of us can stay at that level. So, guys, that's the real deal about getting shredded. It's going to take that kind of dedication. If you want to lose weight and you want to get your six-pack abs, that's fine. That's a good goal. Everybody wants to, that's not a bad goal. Everybody should hit that goal every now and then just to see what it's like to have those six-pack abs everybody has. I want those abs. But for the rest of humanity who doesn't want to stay super dedicated, who doesn't, can't stay 24/7 OCD, you have to find some middle ground, guys. You have to find some middle ground. And that means probably maintaining, a lower-ish body fat, but, not going for super shredded. You can look very good at 15%, 14%, 18%, 20% body fat if you have a lot of muscle. So I encourage you, if you're shredded obsessed, to pack on some muscle mass. Give muscle a chance. Can't we just give muscle a chance, boys and girls? Can't we just give muscle a chance? Pack on all kinds of muscle. All kinds of muscle. Pack it on. Give it a chance. See what you look like. If you get all that kind of muscle mass on your body, boys and girls, you're going to look great at 20% body fat. Are you kidding me? You're going to look great at 30% body fat. Look at me. Guys, I'm at 30% body fat right now. I got traps up to my ears. You want? Come get. Build that muscle mass. But seriously, guys, I'm being all kinds of goofy in this video. I know you want to get shredded. I know you want to get diced. Look. Slow down. Learn to build muscle mass. You're gonna have to have a precision diet, okay? You're gonna have to have a precision diet. You're gonna have to train like a beast to make sure you're not losing muscle mass. And you're going to have to understand that it's generally not a sustainable condition unless you want to go gonzo 24/7, 365. So that's where you're at. When a guy comes to me and says, I want to get shredded, there are things you don't understand. If this is you, you got to understand these things. Number one, you got to get your training down. Without that, nothing matters. Number two, you have to look in the mirror and say, am I willing to give this 24/7, 365, micromanage everything, turn down sex just so I can eat a meal? If that sounds ridiculous to you, then you have no idea what it takes to get this stuff done. But guys, you have to dial in your training. You have to be willing to analyze your goals and see if they're realistic. And guys, then you have to start diving in to diet and micromanaging your diet and dialing things down. Once you got your training down, once you have your goals set and your realistic goals set, then you got to start with diet. You have to start at some point. Say it's 2,500 calories, 2,600 calories, 2,700 calories, whatever it is you're eating a day. You start at that level. Okay, and you give it 3 weeks. You give it 4 weeks. The weight loss during the first 2 weeks doesn't count because you're dropping carbs, maybe dropping sodium. You're going to lose a little extra water weight, so don't count the weight during the first 2 weeks. After that point, boys and girls, you don't just drop from like 3,500 calories a day to 2,000 calories a day trying to get shredded. Ooh, I just did a Mark Lobliner there. You start dialing it down slowly. Go to about 2,700, kids, 2,700. Watch that for a month. If you're not losing weight at that level, drop it just slowly. Slowly, kids. Down to maybe 2,500. Down to maybe 2,500 and watch that for 3-4 weeks. You don't want to rush in to 2,000 calories a day. You don't want to rush in doing 17 cardio sessions a week, guys. You want to slowly dial down your diet until you're losing about 1.5 pounds a week. Then, from there, you can slowly add cardio in. Guys, this is the way it's done. Slowly dropping calories. Slowly adding cardio as it's needed. When you hit a little bit of a stall, you slowly drop calories. When you hit a little bit of a stall, you slowly add cardio. And along the way, you're going to learn a lot about your body, and you're probably going to fail. You're probably going to fail because it takes time to master your body. It takes time. When you come to me looking for a magic diet program or a magic nutrition program to get shredded, it doesn't exist. But what you got to do is you need to pick a starting point with calories. You need to pick a starting point, an easy starting point with cardio. Don't do too much right away. You need to pick these starting points, and you need to give them time. And you need to make slow adjustments when things are broken, not because you want to speed up the process. You have to take these slowly and properly. Precision creates definition, kids. Precision creates definition. Don't be one of these guys that rushes out, drops calories 1,800 a day, does 52 cardio sessions a week. Slowly make changes based on where your diet is at, where your needs are at. If you have an off week, don't just make a big change. Spend another week. If things aren't dialed in, you got to make a little adaptation, okay? Maybe pull calories back 100, increase cardio by 5 minutes a day. Just make these little changes, boys and girls. And like I said, the first time you try cutting, you're probably going to fail. The second time you try, you're probably going to do a little bit better, but you're probably going to fail. The third time you try, you might actually get it right, or even close to getting it right. These things take time. These things take time. That is why when you come to me with your questions about getting cutted and getting shredded, it's like I don't even know where to begin, because you don't even understand. Most of you guys don't understand the question yet, and the amount of dedication it takes, the amount of time it will take, and so on and so forth. That's not a rip on you guys. I love you. Oh yes, boys and girls, I love you. I love you, kids. That's not a rip on you, kids. It's just going to take time, and you need to understand that. You also need to understand the level of dedication it's going to take to stay shredded 365 days a year, kids. So, hyper-caffeinated I am. Yes, I am. Bearded I am. Yes, I am. Speaking the truth I am. Yes, I am. So, guys, if you have any questions or comments, check that link out below. It's a nice, happy link that wants you to click on it, wants you to come. It's my Q&A. You got any questions, I'd be glad to help you out. I want to see you get results, boys and girls. So, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.